Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices. We're looking at the DAX, the FTSE and the AEX, and with the DAX here we are still counting 5 waves up into this leg here for a wave B, and then looking for a wave C to come down. As I mentioned before, if I've made a mistake in that, then we need to look at all of this move here as wave 1, and then we'll be looking at wave 2. In both cases, wave C here and wave 1 here will have 5 waves in them, so in both cases we should see some type of correction happening here at the 13,000 area here. So drilling in here into the 4-hour chart here as a B wave to the upside here, then counting it like this would be correct, with blue wave B here and blue wave C up here, and then looking for 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 5 moving up through to here. So it's quite possible that we have a top in play here already. I'll just go to the hourly chart here that we've been working on. So our next level was 13,200. That's been hit. So this little move up here appears like it's finished. So it's possible that we can put wave 5 into here. However, looking at the cash market here in this structure here, this little move up through here, I don't think it's finished. I think that apart from the spike here that I'm not going to worry about, and that spike shows up no, that's okay. So from this low here, from this A wave, B wave, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the C wave here, then in here somewhere we've got wave 1 and 2 in here, and then all of this will be the third wave in the cash. So then we'll look for wave 4 to pull back into this little consolidation area here, and then another move up here. So it's quite possible, I don't know if the futures is going to do that, but it's quite possible for it to have that one more move into this space here. I don't know where that fits into the count here, because we have 1 here and 2 here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for the third wave, ABC for the fourth, pulling back to the fourth of 1 lesser degree, and then 5 waves up here. So it's quite possible that we have the top in play here, and then we'll be looking for a larger correction at the 13,000 here. So that's about the best I can do at this particular stage here. It's I would only go long on the 13.2 here if I've really made a mistake in terms of the arrival, the reaction which we're having now, and then we would have the first high above the level, and then we would have some type of correction here, and then we'd have our reference points here to go long on. That's the only way we can go long at this particular stage here. Also, the AEX is pretty much in the same boat as well. So the move up here, we can count it as a wave B, or we can count it as wave 1. As a wave B, we'll see 5 waves come down through here for wave 4. As a wave 1, we'll just see an ABC correction come back into the 50-60% retracement area there. And on the 4-hour chart here, we're also looking for a top in play. So we've done all our counting to the upside here, and we should be there now at this particular junction here. And once again, we can't go long here unless we have the 572 as support. So if I've made mistakes, that's where it would be at that point there. So on the 1-hour chart here, we've been counting to the upside. Not that wave 4 from here finishes really well up through to here. With the gap here, I can't see it that clearly in this case, but it does appear that we've got 1 and 2 and 3 here and little 4 here. So it does appear that we're going to get this 5th wave down here to make 5 waves here. If that's the case, then off the 570, or probably spike below it a little bit, then look for an ABC back up to 50-60%, and then we can look for another move down at that point. If we get 5 here, then we're going to get 3 here and 5 here. Now the FTSE's the same as well, same but different. Now, the FTSE's taken the top out here. So you know I'd been looking at this in more of a bullish pattern in this particular move up here. And it's not to say that those other markets, the AEX and the DAX, can have this bullish pattern as well here. So yeah, I mean, it's if a market's going to fail, then it's normally going to fail at the 7-8 here. I mean, we can always expect a correction at number 8 here. And in this case here, if the market was going to fail coming up into this space, then it would fail at the 7-8, which it had done here before, and then it's come back here. And you know, if it comes back as a double top, well, then you can always say to yourself, double tops are never the end of the trend. Sure, they'll play out a bit here. I did expect a a correction to play out here at the 7-8, and it has gone just above it here. But perhaps now we'll see it play out here. But in this particular instance here, I'm still looking for a move to come up into the 8 area here. So on the 4-hour chart here, I've got this from wave 4 here, and I've got this as wave 1, and the other markets can be counted like this too. So that's we'll soon see. And it's probably a good idea to have a look at the US video today as well, because I bring in a few banks and another stock that suggests that those markets are going to go up higher. So if they're going to move up higher, you know, these guys, you know, probably won't be pulling against that US trend. But 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, 1 up for minute degree, 1 minute degree, 2 here, and I'm just seeing all this is the 3rd wave coming up here. So to me, there's still a 4th wave, and you know, a 3rd, 4th, and 5th wave of a 3rd, then a 4th, and then a 5th here. So these 4s will line up with each other wherever they come into play here. So from wave 2 low here to wave, let's just take that to the 8,000 there. Then 38.2% retracement is here. So we would see this, and then this up here. That's how that would play out there. So just on the hourly chart here, I've also got, I mean, it's a bit of a tricky one to count, this one here, and I have gone back to today and just adjusted a little structure within here. But I don't fully understand this particular move up through here in terms of how to count it best. So I'm not quite sure, but I can count it as from here at least as 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3, and well, because of the gap here, it's hard to count it here. So I'm just assuming that this is the top of the 3rd and the 4th here and the 5th here. So we do have a top in play. The main thing here to see is that we can see we've got 1 and 2 here, yep, and 3 here. This is probably correct. If that pulls down here to give us 5 down, once again, then we'll have 3 up here, and then that would give us the catalyst to short at this stage here. I mean, you're fighting a trend, so you don't want to overtrade. You would just have a much smaller position, because we don't know how far this has got. We don't know if we're going to get the 5 waves. If we do, well, then that would come back up into this space here roughly, and then down from that point. So we don't need to take that as high here, but you can sort that out. And then of course, once you've got the Elliott worked out, then you start working with the closest largest number. So you know, we may want the 7850 as the retested resistance at that particular point. But yeah, just be mindful that I mean, I really thought we'd have a correction at this number here, and we haven't, and it's come above. So you know, it's possible now that it's just overshot. So if it's overshot, the distance that it moves above is normally the distance it will move below. So that's where we would be looking at if that was going to be the case. So at minimum, you know, back down into this space here. So let's just see if we get that 5 waves. That's something you can do, and then you can take that from the low here to the B wave low, and then short it through that direction there. All right, I'll just leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.